Get the off of me, bro! Off! Get off of me, bro! Smoke!
I didn't hit anybody. I didn't. I really didn't.
You know the saying, boys will be boys. And sure, that does leave room for a little bit of mischief on behalf of young men every now and then. But it doesn't justify driving intoxicated, loudly fighting with your partner, or worse, terrorizing preschoolers. For all the characters you'll meet today, it took a serious encounter with the police to calm them down, at least for a short period of time. Keep watching and make sure to comment down below which one of these audacious adolescents surprised you the most. It's romantic, sure, but the tale of Romeo and Juliet also teaches us that sometimes love makes you do stupid things. Back in August 2021, officers from the Orange County UCF Police Department had the pleasure of meeting two college lovebirds who had taken their passionate encounters a bit too far. A 911 call from one of their roommates claimed these two were hitting each other, causing a ruckus so loud that no one was able to sleep in the nearby dorms.
Hey man, what's your name?
My name's Brandon.
Brandon, okay, Brandon. I know you told this officer what happened, but tell me what happened real quick. Give me a rundown.
So basically, I'm asleep. I'm not exactly, I'm a little tired. It's like fucking, what time? Like 4:20. It's maybe like an hour ago. I'm asleep, right?
Okay.
I'm asleep. So she wakes me up and she's going through my phone.
Okay.
And she's like, who are all these girls? Who are all these girls? Starts going crazy. Throws my phone across the room.
Okay.
Turns into this.
She grabs your phone and throws it across the room?
Throws it across the room.
Where was your phone at?
It was, she had it. She was on it while I was asleep.
Okay.
Throws it across the room, breaks it. I'm like, babe, like, what's going on? Like, calm down.
Okay.
Starts throwing my bed apart. Everything just starts getting thrown apart. Like, I had a little empty bottle of, like Jack Daniels, like, somewhere in the corner. She, like, smashes it, takes my TV, like, throws it over the thing, like, starts throwing stuff, just throwing things.
Was she
everywhere.
throwing anything at you, or just throwing things around the room?
Just throwing it in general, just going crazy.
Officers noticed the young man had some weird marks on his body. He claimed he and his partner didn't hit each other, but his appearance seems to indicate otherwise. Though he didn't seem aggressive or uncooperative at this point, the suspect had clearly taken some sort of substance. It wasn't his speech that gave him away, nor his posture.
You got some red marks on your neck. How'd you get red marks on your neck?
I do have eczema.
Okay. Yeah, but like I'm looking at like this part over here. It looks...
She didn't assault me or hit me.
She didn't hit you or anything? Okay.
And I would never put my hands on her. Me and Trevor were trying to find a way to just get her out, you know, but like I'm not gonna put my hands on her and like physically like drag her out. Like
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's like battery.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me.
Yes.
When was the last time you used drugs? Because let me tell you why. Your pupils are huge. Hugely dilated.
I smoke marijuana every single day.
Okay, cool. But when was the last time you used drugs? Because I mean, I'm talking about like the last
probably last night,
hour,
like,
2 hours?
Probably like last night at like midnight. I smoked marijuana.
Was that it?
I have a medicinal card, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
because your pupils are like huge.
Probably like midnight.
Like they're a lot bigger than marijuana.
Young Brandon insisted he'd been woken up by his girlfriend acting crazy, and he had no way of getting her to settle down. She spared no object in sight, a phone, a comforter, and even a cat. But despite her erratic behavior, this rambunctious Romeo still wants to protect his damsel, claiming she hadn't been physically aggressive towards him and trying to not get her in trouble.
Yeah, this was just the craziest thing to happen to me at like 3 in the morning, to just wake up to her, like, you know, throw my phone across the room, throwing my little cat around, just like...
Now when we got, wait, what do you mean she threw your cat around? I don't care that there's an animal, but what do you mean? That is the cat okay?
The cat's fine.
How did she throw the cat around?
She just threw him off the bed.
Okay.
And then took my like bed comforter and like threw it into the toilet, like just going absolutely crazy.
Okay. And you're saying that she never put her hands on you?
She never put her hands on me.
Okay, because I'll be honest, she's telling us something different. So I'm just trying to find out the truth, because somebody's lying.
She said she hit me.
Said you guys were wrestling around, yeah. So somebody's not telling me the truth, and I just need to know what's actually
I don't want to
going on.
get her in trouble.
Bro, we're past that point. So just be honest. Don't try to. You need to tell us the truth.
I mean, yeah, she was slapping me around, and you know.
Why was she slapping you around?
Because I was telling her to leave.
Okay.
The cop wanted to make sure he didn't press any charges until all the pieces of this puzzle were put together. They've already spoken to the girl, who seemed to have given officers a different story. She claimed they'd indeed been in a physical fight. More so, their roommates mentioned this wasn't an isolated event. They said these types of fights happened every night between the two.
And you don't want to probably give me a written statement, right?
She's not pressing any charges on me, right?
No, she's not pressing any charges.
Yeah,
you guys have been together for how many months?
2 months. We've known each other since middle school.
But you guys are boyfriend, girlfriend, you're in an intimate relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just hang tight real
And
quick.
I'm not, and for like the phone of mine, she wrote like, I don't want to press charges for that.
How did she had her phone in here? Okay, all right. Hang tight for me real quick.
Based on his behavior so far, officers didn't expect Brandon to react the way he did once they tried to place him under arrest. That's probably why the cops wanted to confirm if the suspect had taken any type of substance prior to their interaction. Drugs can make even the most gentle and cooperative people make bad decisions if they're under a lot of stress.
What was your name again?
Brandon.
Brandon. All right, Brandon, give me a fair man. Turn around.
What?
Because you're under arrest for...
For what?
You're under arrest for battery.
Do not move.
For what?
Stop! You're gonna get chased! Stop, please!
A female officer nearby managed to get a hold of Brandon, but she'd already lost her patience. The student was simply refusing to comply with direct orders, though he probably knew there was no way out by now. All he had to do was get on the ground, but he was a bit too preoccupied with his car keys to pay attention. He also still didn't understand why he was under arrest.
Stop or you will be tased. I will tase you. Get on the ground right now. On the fucking ground or I will tase you. On the fucking ground. Put your stomach on the ground. On the ground. On the ground. I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you. Put your stomach on the ground.
What am I under arrest?
On the ground.
What am I under arrest for?
Girl, I'm gonna tase you. Get on the fucking ground. On the fucking ground. Do you understand me? Do you fucking understand?
Get your f***ing hands out.
Okay. Can you please stop? Stop. Can you please put my car keys? I got you.
What am I under arrest for? What am I under arrest for?
428.
I want to see a lawyer.
Despite being detained and cuffed, Brandon still didn't confess to hitting his girlfriend. More so, he couldn't understand why he'd gained another charge that night, just by running away from officers. I mean, I get it. Jail sounds scary, but that's no way to react when you're dealing with law enforcement. If they need to run to pin you down, you're already in a lot more trouble than you realize.
What am I under arrest for? Battery?
We just had a resisting charge, bud, so there you go.
Bro,
I didn't hit anybody. I didn't hit anybody.
Then why'd you run, bro?
Because I don't want to go to jail because I'm scared.
Too bad.
Please don't have the resisting.
Too bad. You chose that life, bro.
Please. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't. I really didn't. You can ask the roommates in there. I did not hit her.
As for our little Juliet, she wasn't having a fun time either. Her fit of rage had turned into a melodramatic scene, complete with begging, crying, and repeatedly asking to see her boyfriend, despite having emotionally tortured him mere moments earlier. You have to admit that it's a bit endearing that these two didn't want to cause each other trouble with the police, and they still claim to love one another, even after their intense fight.
Can I please say bye to Brandon, please?
No.
Please, it won't be violent, please, because I love him no matter what. Can I? Please.
Yeah, just real
Please,
quick.
Mama, please, can I say bye to,
Just
ma'am.
Just face the car,
Ma'am,
okay?
please.
I know we just put these pants on.
Can I please say bye to him? Can I get my phone to get my contacts at least?
Is it broken completely? Where's the rest of the
Oh,
phone?
fuck.
That's the problem.
These two lovebirds were both arrested that night and earned themselves a bunch of charges, like battery and resisting arrest. Brandon, however, gained an extra little charge on the way to jail, as he tried to bribe the officer that was driving him. He offered $10,000 in hopes it would get him out of this love triangle between him, his girlfriend, and the police. An 8-year-old boy should be hanging around at the playground or doing his homework on a bright sunny day, but this next kid from Ohio ended up getting arrested after he tried to steal a car. I know it sounds unusual and also sad that a child would have such ideas at that age, but you have to admit, it's also a tad bit impressive. The officers first tried to figure out what had happened by discussing it with a neighbor.
Police here, you need to come on right now. She looking for him. Where you at? Which one?
You know, did you see him? You know what he was wearing?
Yeah. That's my, oh God. I can't believe this. I do not believe this. What am I looking for? A picture? Oh my God, yeah, you have a photo.
But if we have an idea what he was wearing, these guys can go up and check the park and...
His mom and them went to the park, East went, I can't even, he wearing black.
All black?
And he got on some...
Is he wearing shorts
black,
or...?
yeah, shorts.
Okay. What's his name?
Here's on his mama should be.
Okay,
I
so
don't believe this.
wearing a black shirt, black shorts?
It seemed that the minor wasn't the only one involved in the alleged theft. The cops will also soon find out that eyewitnesses saw the kid jumping in the driver's seat of a stolen white Kia and taking it out for a drive. How he managed to break into the car is surprising in itself, but the fact that he also figured out how to drive it and reached the pedals to do so is out of this world.
So he's on now.
Can we
So
get
he got on a white car.
Can we get in touch with that guy?
The man, he's gone. He left in that car. That's what he said. He seen him standing right here 5 minutes ago.
But they say he got in a car?
That's his
He
mother.
said he had got in the car or something.
A white Kia.
I don't know where around. The police is here.
We was in the
I don't know where
house.
yet.
He's wearing all black?
The
Black
dude across the
shorts?
street said he got in a white Kia or something like that.
Now this kid had to be stopped, and soon. A child that young driving a car could potentially harm himself and others in traffic. It's hard to imagine he even had enough visibility. I mean, how tall could this little boy be at that age? Officers jumped in their car and followed the kid's alleged itinerary. They couldn't believe their eyes once they caught sight of the white Kia.
There it is. Dude, it's a little kid driving, man. Radio, he can barely see over the steering wheel. Get him.
Once he figured out he was being followed by law enforcement, the kid panicked. He got out of the car in a frenzy and put all his energy into escaping from officers. He ran across backyards in the neighborhood, jumping fences and reaching random properties. That is, until one of the neighbors caught him and handed him over to the cops.
Come here, no, come here, man.
Let the police.
He know this boy can't drive.
Oh my God.
Going to jail?
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to jail.
He had that boy
Yeah,
drive.
you going to
I'm going to jail. Hey, I'm going to jail. Hey, hey, officer. I'm going to jail.
You don't need to see any type of ID to figure out just how old this kid is. Just listen to his voice.
I'm going to jail.
Officers understood that too, and regardless of his behavior, he was still a child and needed to be treated accordingly. He incessantly kept asking questions and insisted he wasn't the one who had planned the car theft.
I'm going to jail. How long am I going to be in there for? Officer, how long am I going to be in there for? How long am I going to be in there for? Officer, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Officer, he had it. He wanted me to drive it. He made me 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 drive it.
Come through a back fence.
Officer, he made me drive it. He made me drive it. That's the only reason I was driving. He made me drive it. He made me drive it.
You were driving there?
Yeah.
Yes, he made me.
Okay, hold on.
He
We'll
made
just,
me.
hey, listen, you're not going to try to run or anything, are you?
Did he try to run, or was the other guy? The other guy ran. Passenger hopped out.
Sit right here. Have a seat. Sit right here.
You're fine. Have a seat.
Thankfully for him, the kid ended up not being charged for his vehicle-related stunt that day. Let's hope he got grounded by his parents, so he could at least understand the consequences of his actions. It's pretty alarming that a little boy would be interested in these types of actions at such a young age. His accomplice, the male teenager who had coerced him into driving the car, was charged in connection with the theft. This next police officer thought he was just stopping a teenager in traffic for a routine check. What followed was a set of interesting conversations about alcohol, football careers, and TikTok videos. A 19-year-old driver was at the center of all this, and despite being compliant, was adamant that he had a reputation to maintain.
Hello. How's it going, sir? Good. Stop screen recorder. Could I see your license, registration, and insurance? The registration.
Was I speeding or?
Yeah, I got you at 71. Speed limit's 55.
Was it going 70?
Yeah. Do you have your driver's license?
I have a picture of it. I don't know if I have my wallet on me.
Where's your wallet at?
It's in my dorm. Is that good or?
Oh, you're supposed to have your license on you.
Let's put aside the fact that the young man didn't have his license on him. That was the smallest of his problems. The officer had already sensed the alcohol odor coming out of the car. Sure, there were others in the vehicle too, but he had to make sure the driver was sober before he could let him go. He went on with a simple verification to tell if the young man had been drinking or not.
How much alcohol have you had to drink tonight?
I've had nothing.
Okay, I can smell the odor of intoxicants coming from the car.
Yeah, they've had
Okay. You mind if I check your eyes real quick?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. See the tip of my finger? Just follow it with your eyes. Don't move your head, okay? Okay. So I've been doing this job for just a little bit. Okay. I can tell just by looking at your eyes now you've been drinking. Okay. So you're not going to kid a kidder. How much have you had to drink tonight?
Just a little.
The teenager eventually confessed to having a drink or two. Now that's already a red flag. Even if you're caught red-handed doing something illegal, your best bet is to be honest with the officers. The young man was then asked to get out of the car. That's when he started mentioning being on the football team and how important that was to him.
Just come back to the back of your car here. Okay. So obviously by looking at your eyes,
I'm on the football team. I like. Is there any chance I need to I can't. This can't happen to me.
I get it. But by looking at your eyes, I can tell you've had alcohol to drink, okay? By talking to you, I can smell the odor of alcohol coming from your breath, okay? What I'd like for you to do is just take some voluntary field sobriety tests so I can determine if you're okay to drive.
Okay.
You can stop those tests at any time if you want. First test, stand with your feet together, arms down at your side. Okay, I'm going to take a look at your eyes again, kind of like the last one, but a little bit longer. See the tip of this? Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, follow it with your eyes. Don't move your head, okay?
The officer went on with some standardized sobriety field tests. The suspect was asked to walk in a straight line and count, which he complied with. But when they reached the final step, or the portable breath test, that's when the teenager decided that he wasn't going to follow the procedure anymore. That, of course, led to a DUI arrest.
Okay, you can stop. Last test is a portable breath test. What this will do is just show me how much alcohol you've had to drink, okay? It's not used in lieu of any evidentiary breath tests. When's the last time you had anything to drink at all?
Like an hour ago.
Hour ago? Okay. Okay, voluntary test. Go ahead and take a deep breath.
Wait, so do I have to do this?
You don't have to, no.
I don't want to do this.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead, turn around, place your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for DUI right now, okay?
The officer went on to explain what would follow once they reached the police station. The suspect had been cooperative so far, so by the looks of it, their interaction would continue to be friendly. The teenager did, however, insist on letting the officer know once more that he was part of the football team. Sure, it might have been important for his sports career, but there was nothing the officer could do to help at this point.
Once we get done with the breath test and everything, you've been cool, cooperative with me. I'm going to release you. I'm not going to take you to jail.
Is there anything like I'm on the football team?
I get it, man. I got to do my job though, okay? And I can't treat you any different than someone else.
I understand that, but what is going to happen from this?
You'll have court and stuff like that, you know, at some point in the future, and you have an attorney and stuff that you can talk to and kind of come up with a plan on how to go forward, okay? Just because you're arrested for DUI doesn't mean you've been convicted of it, okay?
Once they made it to the station and went through the mandatory paperwork, the officer thought it was high time to give this young man a little bit of encouragement. If this would have been indeed his first time being arrested, it shouldn't have caused him that much trouble. The teenager also wanted to make sure that he wouldn't be booked overnight in one of those lonesome cells.
I gotta think you're not the first football player to get in trouble, though. Yeah.
No, I know there's others that have. It's just like, this is not gonna be good.
I get it, yeah.
It's not good. You guys have like prisoners in here?
Sometimes they do. This is a temporary holding cell. Like, people don't stay days in here. If they're going to stay days, then they go to the county jail.
Do people get like overnight or like multiple
Sometimes
days
just sleep it
DUI?
off. Oh, for first DUI?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but it probably won't. It's not probable. It's possible, but not probable. How's that sound? Usually your first one, you kind of get a slap on the wrist. I mean, I'm not the judge. I don't want to speak for him, but it's usually not the end of the world. It's kind of a bump in the road.
Yeah.
If this was indeed a future famous football player, you have to admire his efforts at protecting his reputation. See, he'd already seen multiple pieces of footage online of similar young people being arrested. He was curious if the officer shared those videos on purpose. It's funny how precisely the thing he was afraid of, being ridiculed on social media, ended up happening.
So this isn't gonna go like public or anything?
I'm not going to tell the public. Like, anything I do is public. The public can disclose.
So what does that mean?
Like, if somebody requested what I did last night, then we would.
So they
tell
have
them
to know what had happened.
Yeah, yeah. But
So
are we going to advertise that we arrested white? No.
Yeah. Because I've seen like the TikToks and stuff of like people getting arrested for like DUIs, and it's like up in like hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, and it always seems like all the ones that they do of ours is always females that get arrested. I don't know why.
Every time.
It always seems to always be female.
At the station, the suspect eventually submitted to a breath test. The result indicated that his alcohol intake was 5 times over the legal limit for a 19-year-old. He was later released that night on a citation, with his court date to be determined in the near future. Well, if his end goal was to be famous, he sort of made it, just not by playing football. It's time to meet Hunter, Brady, and Alex. These 3 young men had reached that particular age where they believe they're indestructible. In March of 2023, they were driving around in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and that's when they began bullying some kids at a local elementary school. The event caused such a panic that school officials had to put in place extra security measures. Officers soon managed to identify the 3 teenagers thanks to surveillance footage and began to question them.
Turn your music down, please. Can you roll your window down, please? Thank you.
How you doing?
Need to see your driver's license, please.
For what?
Complaint over at the school of threats being yelled out at the school kids. Need to see all your driver's license and IDs because it's a complaint from all of you.
I don't have one.
Don't have one? Do you have your ID on you? Front passenger, I'm talking to you. Do you have your ID on you? Can you roll your window down and talk to that officer?
Don't you have to turn the car off?
What's your first name?
1 second, let me finish turning the car. Brady.
And a birth date, Brady. Don't reach in your pockets, please. What's your address, Brady?
I know.
You don't know your address?
No.
Well, if you can't even stop chewing as you're having a conversation with an officer, you're as arrogant as can be, which is even more annoying considering their ages. These cops had enough experience to know that this wasn't going to be easy if they questioned the 3 boys together. So they decided to apply an old, yet remarkably efficient strategy: divide and conquer. This way, they could make sure the boys wouldn't influence each other's answers.
Let's step out of the car for me. For what? So I'm asking you to step out of the car.
Can I ask what kind of threats were made?
Threats to the kids.
That is not true at all.
Okay, well that's the complaint we've received.
We're literally getting back from Madison.
Everything on you. Try to smoke or stick us. What's your name, sir?
Alex.
Alex. I'm Ryan. Were you guys over by was it Blessed Sacrament a little bit ago?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Do you know where it is? King and Losey. Were you guys over there? Did you guys like have any interactions with the kid on the playground?
Mm-mm.
None at all?
Okay. I was just coming back from my friend's court date.
Oh, okay. Over the courthouse?
No, he had court up in Toma.
Oh,
We were
okay.
just coming back from there, and then
Hunter, why don't you go ahead and step out of the car for me, please? Brady, just stay in the vehicle, okay? Step back this way. Stop right there. Anything on is gonna stick me.
So you would have went by Blessed Sacrament there. I don't know if you knew that or not.
oh,
Like, I'm not saying that you had any interactions. I'm just saying that that's where. Okay.
My strong suggestion is probably just change the attitude because it's
No,
not.
this is bull.
Their initial reaction was to deny everything, including that they'd even been driving around that specific elementary school where the complaint came from. Not only that, but they were particularly upset to have been stopped by police officers. One wouldn't go as far as to call them uncooperative, but their attitude wasn't helpful either, particularly that of Hunter, the driver.
Tell me what happened today over at the school.
Nothing. We came back from Madison. We're going there for a court day because our friend's going to prison.
Okay.
And we're driving back. Now we're here to go pick up a friend from school.
Okay. And where did you pick him up from?
We haven't picked him up yet. We're about to. He goes to TC.
Was there information that there was a ski mask involved?
I'll pull him out. Yeah, I'll step out for me, guy. What's your name?
Are there any ski masks in the vehicle that you know of?
there's possibly one in my backpack, but I haven't
Okay.
had it on.
So what caused you to go by the school over on Losey?
Because we're coming back from Onalaska.
You want to just face the car and just put your hands up? I'm going to pat you for weapons at this point, okay?
Okay, can I see it? I don't want to search your bag. I just want you to show it to me. I'll have him bring the bag here if that's right.
We're coming this way.
Okay. So what caused you to go all the way down and around and make a loop?
Ma'am, I don't think you understand. We did not yell at any kids.
Oh, so you just came back from visiting a friend who's about to go to jail. I have to say, that's quite an entourage. The officers also had to investigate if one of the three young men had worn a certain mask while passing by the school. The kids had claimed that one of the culprits was wearing a mask, and finding something like that in the car would be a crucial piece of evidence.
We did not make any threats to any children. Why would we yell at a bunch of kids saying we're going to kill them?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
One of two things happen. You're going to leave here no matter what, okay? You're either going to get nothing, and we'll see you later, or you're going to get probably a ticket, okay? Depending on the investigation.
Like, I'm trying to stay out
Could you
of
just,
trouble.
yeah, that's cool.
You look like my dentist. That's why I recognized you. I swear.
Definitely not a dentist. So,
I'm trying to stay out of.
Did you yell out the window anything?
No, I'm driving.
Okay. Did your passengers yell out the window anything?
No.
They yelled nothing.
No.
Did you drive down Losey? Did you drive down 24th?
I don't know. We've been driving all day.
Did you drive down? Well, you would
probably,
know. What,
we probably had. Yes.
did you go about down 24th Street or Losey Boulevard?
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? If something was yelled, let's just get to that so we don't have to spend here for an hour while an investigation is conducted over there.
we got the call today, worried about kids and kids' safety.
You know what I'm saying? So if someone did yell
Just right here,
something,
it's just black.
if someone did yell something, just let's have out with it right now.
I didn't yell anything.
The incident was so frightening for the children that it left some of them in tears and terrified. School officials had to issue a school lockdown to ensure their safety, so it was crucial that the cops managed to get to the bottom of this incident. The female officer, who seemed to be the most experienced out of the entire team, decided to keep tackling Hunter, the driver, who also seemed to be acting as the leader of this unlawful group.
Okay.
Do you know who I am? Probably not.
Nope.
Okay. I've been trying to stay out of shit for so long.
Mhm.
I do not need this.
Okay. Well, here we are.
I know, and I'm not trying to be here, and I'm not trying to be rude, but it's
Okay.
frustrating.
Yeah, and you can get as frustrated as possible, but we have as much as you want, but we have a job to do. We
understand
received
that,
the
but-
complaint, and they had to take all these kids into the school because of the threats that were
And
made.
I'm not even mad at you guys. I'm just mad at whoever called the police saying that we're trying to
School officials.
kids.
School officials.
Well, whoever's saying we're making threats, saying we're trying to kill them is
And you made no statements, no yelling, no nothing
no.
out.
That is outrageous, dude.
Do you have any weapons in the car?
No, I don't. I'm not allowed to have any.
There was a reason why Hunter was so frustrated at being apprehended by the cops. It turned out this wasn't his first time getting in trouble. He'd been out on 4 bonds, and he wasn't to commit any additional crimes in these conditions. He was also not allowed to carry around any firearms, and no drugs were to be found in his possession if he wanted to stay out of jail.
And all that you said to the kid was bad at football?
Might have said you suck.
Oh, you suck at football.
Now we're getting somewhere.
So you guys were trying driving past the school, kid dropped a football, you yell out the window, hey man, you suck at football. And then what happened?
Brady was the most relaxed out of the 3, and as you can see, he was also their Achilles heel. He was the one who eventually cracked and happily confessed to the officers that they'd indeed been yelling stuff at the kids at the elementary school. He didn't tell the whole story, but it was enough for the senior officer to decide that it was time to place these three in handcuffs.
Hunter, I need you to go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me.
I'm placed under arrest now based on Officer Roden's request.
No, you're being placed under arrest for disorderly conduct and bail jumping.
Based on some statements made by the complainant, they must have described you good enough where she's comfortable arresting you. Hold on, what's going on with this wrist here, partner? Is it broken or anything? Actually, just let's hold off on this then. You're under arrest, okay? We're not gonna put you in cuffs though. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gonna mess your wrist up anymore.
I'll have you stand up though. We gotta just put the handcuffs on you. Put your head behind your back, please.
Walk right back to my skirt. Let me slide in there.
Hope they feel good about themselves. Harassing me, dude.
So no way I can't just get like a ticket or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I'm on bond right now, and if I go back, I had court like 2 weeks ago, and they said that if I get arrested again, my charges are gonna be. They're trying to get it revoked right now, but they said I have a chance to like get out of all trouble for the state court.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Let me go talk to Officer Roden, and I'll get you your answers in a little bit. Okay?
I don't care. Give me as much tickets as I want. I'm just trying to stay out of jail.
Okay.
After searching one of the three young men's backpacks, officers were surprised to discover several bullets. They also found the ski mask they'd been looking for. One of the objects they found in the back was a black ski mask, just like the kids from the school had mentioned seeing. It also had gruesome writings on it, with the clear purpose of inducing fear. Luckily, they didn't identify any firearms, but it still didn't mean they could let these three go.
Hunter, when it gets about time when we have to move your vehicle, will you give us permission to legally
This is illegal, bro. I didn't do anything.
Will you give us permission?
Why am I being under arrest?
I advise you're under arrest for disorderly conduct.
When was I being disorderly?
Okay.
When?
Over at the school, I explained it to you.
How?
Okay.
How was I being disorderly?
Yelling profanities and threats.
When did I yell? Where is the proof of me yelling at people?
It's from multiple kids.
Anyway, I can get like just like a sig bond out here because I talked to an officer a while ago, and apparently, I guess you guys can do that.
It depends on what the alleged offense is.
Unfortunately for you. Unfortunately, it's the kids that had to hear this.
I didn't yell at any f***ing kids.
The vehicle search, however, did reveal other troubling objects, like a false ID in the driver's wallet and a half-finished bottle of alcohol under the passenger seat. It didn't stop Hunter from acting all sassy with the officer after being placed in the police car. After he dialed down on the sarcasm, he insisted that he was the one being harassed.
Oh no, what citation am I getting?
False ID and...
False ID?
Yeah.
How's that false ID?
ID in your wallet, it's not yours.
Throwing the book at me, aren't you?
Doing my job.
Your job is harassing people.
Well, if you feel this is harassment...
I do, I honestly do.
Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way.
The list of charges Hunter earned himself that day is impressive to say the least. Making terroristic threats, disorderly conduct, and bail jumping. On top of that, there was also the underage drinking and the possession of a false ID. Alex and Brady were also charged with making terrorist threats and disorderly conduct. You might think that this would have calmed down these fearless teenagers, at least for a while. Yet, just a few months after the incident at the school, they were all arrested again for identity theft and retail theft. Back in 2023, officers were dispatched to investigate whether or not a teenager was harassing people outside of a building following a call from local business owners. It became clear he'd been having fun with some narcotics. He had no clothes on the upper part of his body, looked disheveled, and his speech was also a bit slurred.
You have ID on you?
Yeah, why?
So I can run your ID? I seem to be running into you a lot lately.
Not really.
Well, to see you 4 times in the last 2 days, it's a lot to me.
Look then inside.
Inside of where?
So why can I not go in there with pass, but everyone else can when they don't work there all the time?
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about.
Nobody called me to say that you were inside of anywhere.
I know, but they said I was being weird and acting up.
They said that you were harassing people. Like, their customers that are coming in, you're giving them a hard time for whatever reason or bothering them. And that's why I'm over here.
They never said anything towards me, so that's on them. But, like, I understand, man. Let me go get my wallet.
Garrett was trying to trick the police officer, leading him to think that he'd left his wallet, which also contained his ID, in a nearby building. Once they entered the lounge, the cop figured out it was a hotel, and that there was no way this young man could have afforded a room there. The teenager soon began acting smug, saying his wallet had simply vanished.
Well, where's the entrance to the place? You tell me.
It's funny how you think you get me. But yeah.
Where's the wallet?
Gone now.
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me.
No.
Don't do anything. Hey, don't do anything stupid.
Don't touch me.
Don't.
You don't have the right to touch me, bro.
Stop. You're about to get
I'm not
tased.
resisting right now.
You are resisting. Stop.
I have
Putting
the
your
right-
handcuffs for my safety and yours.
No, bro.
You're not IDing yourself.
No, bro.
You don't have the wallet that you
No,
said
bro.
was here. Do you understand?
I understand.
You're
Keep doing it. Keep doing it to me, man. Whatever you're doing, bro.
I'm trying very hard not to send this direction it needs to go.
Okay. I understand, bro. You are high as fuck.
There's little you can do after being pinned down and cuffed by 2 experienced officers, but it didn't stop Garrett from complaining. He also claimed the cops were brutally maneuvering him, but it's clear by looking at the footage they did nothing of the sort. Like most uncooperative suspects do, the teenager also insisted he'd done nothing wrong.
Get off me, bro.
Stop.
You stop. What are you doing?
Stop.
You gotta pull a George Floyd, boy. Yeah, because you guys don't care, bro. I'm not doing anything, bro. You can't do anything to me for no reason, bro. You are not working. You're making no money right now, bro.
Give me your hands.
Why? Oh God, why? What are you doing? Are you arresting me?
Now I am, yes.
Do you have probable cause?
Yes.
No, you don't, bro. Get the off of me. Get the off of me, bro. Off. Get off of me, bro. Smoke. Chris. Someone, bro. Get this motherfucker. Get off of me.
After being placed inside the police car, Garrett's statements get even more absurd. He spoke about being poor and not having a place of his own. At the same time, he was outraged by the way the officers had treated him, saying he'd done nothing more than move his hands a little outside of that particular business. Officers weren't having it.
A ding-dong ditching thing? That wasn't even me. That was Tyler, bruh. I mean, I'm in a place looking for a shower, and I'm poor, and I'm making money off of being poor. So what?
Your name?
Garrett. It might be in there as Gary. Yeah, that sexy man. You happy for me? I got up and went and got that all on my own, bro. Went out and got a job. Well, not a job, but an application for a job. Do you guys realize what you just did to me, dude? Like, yeah, I moved my hands a little bit, but bro.
It gets even weirder. Seeing as the officers were refusing to indulge in conversation, the teenager went on with even more bizarre claims, like mentioning how good he was with the ladies, and even saying he could help the officer get married if he wanted to. Garrett thought belittling the cops might do him good, but it was just gonna annoy them even more.
I don't even know why you guys eat, bro. Probably should've. Would've done nothing, though. I'm used to being beat on. What about you? No, probably not. Can I just ask why?
Why what?
Why you're being mean?
Why what?
Why you think you're being? Why are you being a?
I tried to explain to you what we were doing.
You know, I get way more ladies than you ever could, bro. And if you were nicer than me, bro, I could get you a wife that would your anytime.
All right, man. Keep it to yourself.
So you guys just waiting for the time when I just put a noose around my neck or something, bro? You ain't gonna care when I die or something? Because, you know, I've been threatened multiple times, and you guys aren't even helping me, bro. You guys are supposed to help. You think I'm wrong?
I guess the officers never thought they were going to be asked a question about love that day, but they were in for a surprise. Garrett went on to mention things like diseases, smoking, and paying for the cops to do their jobs, all in the span of about half a minute. That's how much sense he was making at this point.
Hello? Come on, you went to school for this, bro. Why can't you be straight up with me?
What's the question?
Why don't you love me?
Sorry.
I put money into you guys, so you guys can have all this nice stuff to help catch people that do uncriminalized things. Someone from your family have cancer? I can help with that. I'm a cancer researcher. That's why I smoke.
By the end of the day, this troublesome teenager was charged on 2 counts for his failure to provide ID and for resisting arrest without violence, all for just messing around and scaring customers away. If overusing the word bro would have also been a crime, he definitely would have been charged with that too. I bet you never thought you'd be watching a video about an 8-year-old boy stealing a Kia. You also probably didn't think you'd see a teenager asking a cop why he didn't love him. But for young boys, all it takes sometimes is a little to drink and a bit of audacity to end up in jail. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more of these bizarre and at times annoying interactions that officers have to face each day.